So guys, make some uh, make some settings on my oscilloscope and generators. I understand that I a little bit higher the amplitude my input signals, input acceleration generator, pulse generator, and make some setting on oscilloscope. So we can hear on noise my signal generation on my speakers from the left channel, because I put the signal in the left channel. So we can see the sine wave not so clear, because she is a bold line. She has the bold line. So now we can change the view, the form of my wave. We can put the meander on that. It's my signal generators can help me. I can put the button and we can see the meander with ringing edge. So the frequency of this generator is 1.2 kilohertz. 1.2 kilohertz. So we can change back, and now we can hear the sine wave. We can change it by pushing one button, and we hear the changing of the sound of signal generators. So we have amplitude 1 volt, and we have on oscilloscope 1 volt per division. So we have peak to peak, 4 volt peak to peak. We can measure it by choosing from menu of the voltage. We can measure volt peak to peak. So now we have 4.36 volt. So now we can clear if our amplifier has class D, because now we can change our, we can scope, we can zoom our sine wave, and we can see the oscillation on the line of sine wave. So let's do that. Let's put there some regulation of vertical and horizontal on the oscilloscope, and we start to see the oscillation. So as I mentioned that my amplifier has class D, so we can see the oscillation on the sine wave. So it shows us that this is oscillation is making by a amplitude modulation system, which make like buck regulator in voltage power supply maybe. So we can measure the frequency of this oscillation on this, and we can measure it. We can measure it by putting some cursor on this. So we can measure peak to peak, track. We can track. Так. What does it show us? What does it show us? maybe frequency. Yes, it shows us the frequency. It shows us the frequency. It shows us the frequency. And frequency are the 391 kilohertz. Where's the cursor? Where's the function of the cursor? One moment, please. Track. Choosing the manual. And we choosing the track, choosing the manual, choosing the track. Peak to peak, peak to peak. And we have frequency 400 kilohertz. From peak to peak. So we choosing the manual and try to put some manual regulations. So we can put on the peak of our sinewave the first cursor and cursor B. I also can change and put on the peak, and we can see the frequency on our table. So we can the frequency will be about 400 kilohertz. Frequency is about 400 kilohertz. And we can see the amplitude of the signal. We can see the amplitude. We can see the amplitude of the signal. The amplitude of the signal. The amplitude of the signal. Now we can see. Now we can see the amplitude of the signal. The amplitude of the signal is about 770 millivolts. Amplitude of the oscillation is 770 millivolts. 770 millivolts. So we can see that our amplifier is class D. Amplifier. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.